Did you get a call back and now you are frantically scouring the internet on how to prepare for your interview? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you some tips on how to have a successful interview and to get that job that you really want. Welcome back. If you guys are new here, I'm Ronnie Ocampo, and on this channel we talk all things fire, from fitness to fire education and kind of everything in between. And like I said, in today's video, we're talking about interviews. I'm actually transitioning out of the military and just got done taking a U.S. Department of Labor's class to help me better interview and write my resumes to get jobs. And so I wanted to share that information with you because there was a lot of really good golden nuggets. And I know a lot of you have either gotten your job and now you're getting an interview, and so you maybe be frantically searching on how to present yourself, and maybe some questions they're going to ask you. So we're just going to hop right on in. There are 6 different types of interviews. You have phone, face-to-face, video or teleconference, a group or meal, or a panel or committee. For the phone interview, there's 2 different types. There's phone screening and phone interview. So you need to know the difference. Phone screening is where they are going to verify your basic qualifications, and it's really quick. And a phone interview, they're going to ask you more traditional questions, and then there may be a couple people on the phone, so keep that in mind as well. And just a quick tip about the telephone or the video teleconferencing: make sure you know the time zone that they're setting up the interview for, because like I said, we could be geographically separated, so they could set it up for 4 p.m. Is that your time zone or their time zone? And you don't want to be unprepared for your interview. The next one is a face-to-face or a one-on-one. It's just like it sounds. It'll be you and then your interviewer, and they're more than likely going to be either your supervisor or your manager. And the next one is a panel or committee. So this is where it's you and you're going to either have 2 or more people interviewing you. So you're going to have to be able to address the person asking the question, but also looking at everyone else on the panel as well, not to exclude anyone. The next one is a video or a teleconference, and this could be because you are geographically separated, or maybe due to COVID, they may be doing more of these styles of interviews. So one thing to note is please make sure to dress fully from head to toe in your interview attire, because they could ask you to stand up. They just want to make sure that you're fully committed and you're not going to cut any corners, because they're not going to want to hire anyone who does that. So I've definitely heard of examples of people saying, they asked me to stand up in my video teleconference interview. So make sure you don't want to be caught in shorts and not be able to stand up. So just another quick tip for you. The next one is a meal interview, and this probably won't happen in the wildland firefighting community. However, it may. So this is just where you have a more casual and relaxed way of answering questions, but in a professional manner. And then the last one is a group. So this is where you have a bunch of the candidates in a room, and one person is speaking and telling about the company or the department or whatever situation that you're in. There are 3 types of interview questions. You have traditional, situational, and behavioral. And in general, employers are looking to answer these 3 questions. Does the candidate have the skills and abilities to do the job? Do they have the attitude and work ethic that the employer expects? And would they be a good fit for the job? Now getting into the traditional interview questions, be brief and precise with your answers. If they're still staring at you, waiting for you to say something else after you're done, just say, "Does that answer your question?" Or, "Do you have any more questions for me?" That way you're not putting your foot in your mouth, and if you've said what you need to say, be done. So one of the questions they're going to ask you is, "Tell me about yourself." And what they're really saying is, what value can you bring to our organization? So start with 2 or 3 work experiences that you have, and then wrap it up with how those have prepared you for this current position. One of the next questions they may ask you is, "Why should we hire you?" And what they're really saying is, how are you the best candidate for the job? So make sure you are explaining how you are qualified for the job you're applying for. And the last traditional interview question is, "Why do you want this job?" And the meaning is, what do you know about the job and the company? So a good way to answer this is to be specific why you're a good fit for the role, and make sure you mention aspects of the company that you really enjoy. Up next, we have behavioral interview questions, and they ask these because they want to see how you handled situations in the past, because it'll be a predictor of how you'll handle things in the future. So some of the questions are, and I'm going to use the book: "Tell me about a time when you had to implement a major project. Have you ever had to convince a team to work on a project that the team members were opposed to? How did you handle that situation? Have you ever encountered conflict with a coworker? How did you overcome that conflict? What is your management style? Is it different from your leadership style?" If you guys are getting value from this, please give it a thumbs up. The last interview question is situational. This will put you in a scenario that could happen to test your skills and your personality, such as your problem solving or your conflict resolution, your integrity, and your mindfulness. So a couple questions would be, if you are busy meeting a deadline and a coworker asks you to help make copies, what would you say? And if one of your supervisors tell you to enter more sales contacts than you made, what would you do? Hopefully knowing the different interview types and interview questions will really help you guys. Remember to be professional, be courteous, don't use foul language, and dress the part. I really want you to think like an employer. What kind of person do you want to hire? What kind of questions are you going to ask them? Anticipate those answers. So please practice before you go in for your real interview. Have a friend or a family member interview you so you can have those hands-on practices before you go in and you can be confident in your answers. Hopefully you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up if so. I want to wish you all the best on your interviews, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye guys.